All right, guys, thanks for hopping on tonight. We're going to be talking about a marketing plan. I don't have any notes, but I did create like this cool little PowerPoint presentation, so got a little bit fancy tonight, and just kind of walk through that. So I don't know if you guys saw the collage or whatever, but it said to get out your planner. So can everybody hold up their planner or run and go get it real quick, or a piece of paper or something? Like, what are you guys using? Okay. Cool. I love it. Does anybody not have a planner, like are in the market for one? What is this one called? I don't even know. I literally Googled or Amazon, because I do Amazon Prime for everything, like best planner, and this thing came up, and it's very goal oriented. Anyways, if you don't have a planner, get one, invest in one, because it can be life changing. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Hold on. One second. This always takes me a minute. Okay. Hold on, exit full screen. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see like my PowerPoint? Okay, cool. So we're just going to get right into it. But basically, obviously we are a marketing company, and a lot of us here, I can't see you guys, so I'm going to go like this. Sorry, I don't know if that changed the way you see it, but so we are a marketing company, and we always talk about, if you want to treat this like, or if you want to get paid like a business, you have to treat it like a business. So it's going to be a little bit more of a business-oriented call, but I just want to help you guys walk through how to set up your months and things to think about when you're figuring out when to post your groups, okay? So this is your Beachbody marketing business plan. Of course, we have to be expanding our networks. We need to be reaching Success Club. And I loved what Christina Delgado said on the National Wake Up Call. She said, Success Club is our job. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, we all know that, we've heard from top coaches. Everybody says, Success Club, the 3 Lives Clubs. We just have to help 3 people, because that's 3 new customers every single month. And that means that we're always helping new people, and our business is growing because we're not just reaching out to the same people, we're getting new people. So Success Club is our job, and I hope that we can, have a little mindset shift and just kind of think like that. But in order to do that, we have to have a plan so we're not going crazy. And, we're all about sharing our failures and stuff. And I'll tell you, January, February, March were great months for me. I hit Success Club, like no problem. I don't even remember what my numbers were right now, but it was just like I got it in the bag pretty early, and that's what I like to do. 15 is the new 30. Like, nobody likes stressing out at the end of the month to try and hit that goal. So let's, all get the mindset that we want to get, hit Success Club, help 3 people by the 15th. Like, that should be our new goal. If it doesn't happen then we still have a couple months to make it happen. But if you make that long-term goal of, I'm going to hit it this month by the 30th, you get stressed out because, just human nature, we are procrastinators and we wait till the end. So let's get ahead of it. And how do we do that? So let me go ahead and switch to the next one. I guess I have to do this. Okay, so hopefully everybody understands the challenge group cycle. And this is kind of like how you build your business, your team cycle. It's just the way it works. It's like a big circle. Everybody joins in not everybody, there are obviously exceptions, but people sign up to join a free group. And by that, we mean like a free themed group, like a crock pot, a grilling, clean eating, a Shakeology group. Like, we have a bunch of templates in our team pages running around. So those are not things that you have to create your own, but this is where you build all that trust. And I know you've heard that before, but in case you're brand new coaches on this team call, that's where you start to build a relationship with people. And you're not like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, sign up here, this is my link, it's going to be $140. People are more likely to invest in you and sign up with you versus buying on Amazon or eBay or something like that if you have put in the time and built that relationship. And those free groups are where that happens. Okay, and then after the free group, it's a natural progression into a fitness challenge group. And I have a cool little template I'm going to show you guys for wording onto how to kind of do that. And I don't want to waste too much time on transitioning from a free group to a fitness group, but I just want you to understand the full circle. So after the fitness group, then if it's somebody that you want on your team, and you think that they would be a great coach, and you can just see that potential, they're always posting, they're motivational, they're encouraging other people, it's just natural. It's like, hey girl, you are rocking this challenge group. Have you ever considered coaching? You're literally doing what I do. And then they go into the training group, and then they start a free group, or they can start a new fitness challenge group with you. So that's kind of the circle of life. So I just want you guys to understand this before we get into our marketing plan, because if you don't understand this, then it might look a little crazy when we get to our planner. Okay, so this is kind of a similar thing, what I was just talking about, basically saying invite to a free group, make it short and sweet, guys. I know, some people do, I think we started off doing like 7-day Shakeology cleanses and stuff like that, and they're like, I don't know, the weekends, just for me, personally, like challengers kind of fall off on the weekends. So I transitioned it to 5. And then I'm like, hey, 3 days sounds kind of good. So whatever your number is for you, you get to make that up. So whether you do a 3, 4, 5, 6-day group, you get to decide, you're your own boss. But figure it out, map it out, how long you're going to do it. And have a theme around it. When you have a theme, it makes posting so much easier. For example, when we did the crock pot challenge, everybody was posting cute pictures of their crock pot and the cool meals they made. We talked about the liners that you can put in crock pots. We talked about how convenient and early, easy it was to put the meals in the crock pot in the morning. You come home, your house smells good. So it just gives you post-piration, I like to call it. So don't just put on your planner free group, put a theme around it. What's your themed group going to be called? Okay. And then on your last day of your free group, remember to invite those people to your challenge group, the next one coming up. So when you have your free group, you need to know when your challenge group is going to go start, so that when you're messaging, you don't have one person that's like, okay, I want to start on this day, another person starts on this day. Like, have them work with your schedule. And then you can control the challenge group. So, when you're in the free groups, a lot of people sign up for those free groups because there's no, they don't have to pay anything. They just click enter, sign me up here. So you get a lot of people in there. And then it's transitioning into the challenge group that can be a little bit more difficult. But once you're in there, that's what you can control, and you can rock it out. Okay. So I know you guys like templates, so this was a cool one. And I'm going to be honest, like 8 out of 10 times, this is going to work if you do something similar to this. They will at least ask for information. So, hey girl, I am so impressed with you in our 3-day group. Changing food habits is not easy. I wish I could go through the internet and just high five everyone who takes this group on. I wanted to let you know that I also coach health and fitness groups monthly. I give first dibs to my complimentary group participants to register for upcoming groups. I only allow 10, 15 people in each monthly group. We dig deeper into health and fitness and integrate effective exercise and superfoods for long-lasting results. I'd love to have you and your energy in there in our next group in May. Would you like more information on it? So they may not actually, sign up with a challenge pack and want to do all of it, but with a message like this, they're going to at least respond, and you're going to get that conversation going, and maybe they'll join the next one. So I'm going to post this slide, but you can take a screenshot of it, or I don't know, some people just like to hear words, but basically just compliment them, tell them how awesome they're doing in the group if they are awesome and you want them in your group. But I really like how it says, I only allow 15 or 20 people. I left it blank because whatever you allow in the group, it makes it feel a little bit more intimate. And guys, you don't have to have 25 people in your group to run a successful challenge group. I would say the minimum is 5. And I think one of the crutches that we have is that we always it's a good thing when we team up with other people, okay? Because sometimes you only get one person and you need them to go into a group, and you're like, hey girl, I have a group starting. when can I add them in type of thing. And I think that's a great thing, and it's a good thing for our team camaraderie, and we get to work together, and I'm all about sharing groups together. However, how awesome would it be if you could fill your entire challenge group with your people, okay? Whether that's 5 or 10 people, that is going to yield Success Club no matter what. Anyways, I don't know. I hope you guys like that little, hopefully you're probably already doing that, but just in case you're not, I wanted to throw it out there. So just inviting them, saying, would you like more info on it? And this is pretty short and sweet. I'm not giving them all the details of the Shakeology. I'm not asking them a million questions. You're just asking if they would want to be in a fitness group. And chances are, if you had an awesome free group, they're going to want to do it. So controlling what you can. You cannot control who builds this business and who doesn't. Us coaches have to want it for ourselves. But you can suggest what to do, and what you can control is how many people you invite. So you can control how many people you invite to your free group. You can control how many people you invite to your challenge group, how many people you're messaging a day. That's what you can control. Once you get those people on your team, then it's time to invest in them and train them and all that kind of stuff. But as we all know, this is a self-motivated business. So I cannot make you run your business. You have to want it. I'm there for you every step of the way. Your coach is there for you. That's how this works. But it is a self-motivated business. So once we have those people, then we decide, okay, are they in it do they see the potential in the business? Are they really just in it for a hobby or the discount? But what you can control is how many people you're bringing into the business, okay? And that all goes along with how many people you're inviting. So, and this is pretty honest, about 1 out of every 10 coaches will become a business builder, okay? So if you're a newer coach and you're like, okay, I have 4 coaches, one of them is, a business coach, but the others are slackers. They're not slackers, that's just where they are in their business. Not everyone wants to run this like a business. So just know that if you want 2 business builders, because we need to build up the strong leg and the weak leg, then you need to have at least 20 coaches, okay? So you kind of got to think bigger, and I put numbers there because at some point it's kind of a numbers game. We don't walk around and put numbers on people's foreheads for like Success Club points and all that kind of stuff. We're genuinely there to help them lose their weight, whatever their goal is in this business. But for those people that are, for you guys that are business builders and you're trying to think of how can I grow this, it really does come down to numbers and how many people you're presenting this to. So that's why I put numbers there. Not that each person is a number, it's just that it comes down to how many people you're inviting. Okay, so this was at the NLC, the National, is that right? National Leaders Conference or whatever. And I'm sure you've heard these names before. If not, you should Google them because they're all stars. Actually, let me start at the top there. So talking business-wise, if anybody comes from like a corporate background, I'm sure that you have thought about this and you have like quarterly stuff or quarterly events. So every 3 months. So that's what we should be mapping out our plans, our monthly plans in quarters. How awesome would it be if you already knew what was happening in May, June, and July? You would feel such a relief, okay? You would know when your groups are coming, how to promote, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that was kind of my failure that I had started off with was, let me turn my phone off. January, February, March, I hit Success Club, no problem, because I planned it out. April, I sucked it up last month, guys. Like I was that person at the end of the month scrambling for 2 Success Club points because I needed to hit 6 to get 4. And I ended up calling a family member. Anyways, she was awesome and signed up, but just as a challenge pack. But anyways, I did not like that feeling and I hated it. And I was reflecting back and I was like, it's because I didn't plan it out. I literally started a group whenever somebody came to me because they wanted to start a challenge, or they wanted to start the 21-day fix. And I kind of created a makeshift group out of it, and it didn't align with my plan. It didn't align with how I was posting. So I was totally thrown off last month. And I'm like, that is not happening this month. And so that's what, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So that next slide. But so on this one, Amy Silverman, stay in phase 1. And so that means just basically always being a challenger. We're having a plan to work it month in and month out. She says, if it worked once, it will work again. One bad month doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means you had a weird group of people. And she's an interesting character, but it's true. Like, you could run the same crockpot group January, February, and March, and in March, it was just weird. It was crickets, okay? And it doesn't mean that your template didn't work and you need to totally revamp it. It just might mean that those people were super busy, or they just weren't super into it, or a weird group of people, as she likes to call it. But having a plan, and if it worked before, it'll work again. So if you guys have an old group, a free themed group that you have done, or an old challenge group theme that worked for you a couple months ago, try it out again. You know, it worked once. You don't have to do something new every single month, you know. Okay, Melanie Mitro, top coach for 2 years. Always have a monthly marketing plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't plan to succeed. I use the same one every single month and have for the past 2 years. It's just like our meal planning. If we don't plan out our months, then we're planning to fail. We're going to order pizza if we don't, you know, just because we're health coaches does not mean that we're perfect, okay? At least that's what happens to me. If I don't meal plan, then I order pizza. So same thing with our marketing plan. We'll just be all over the place. So we need to have, you know, structure. The hard thing is that we're all at different places, you know, we're not, anyways, I'll go into that later. Okay, Bonnie Engel, you need a monthly plan. You guys are seeing the theme here. And then you invite. Remember, that's what you can control. And be yourself to fill the spots for that plan and execute it. You reach Success Club, and then you teach your coaches how to reach Success Club, and then you will be a successful coach. That's all it is. And I love her straightforwardness, and especially the bold, be yourself. You know, we talk about that all the time. I am not going to host a free group on, I don't know, what do I not like? I don't even know. I like a lot of stuff. But I'm not going to host it on something that doesn't interest me at all. It has to be something that I'm excited about. So think about what you're doing, what you're Googling online and stuff like that, or what you're pinning all the time. It has to be something that you're excited about so other people will be excited about. And another thing is that, okay, so all these people are like top coaches, blah, blah, blah. I heard on a leadership call the other day, people don't follow a position, they follow the person. So it does not matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter if you're an inactive coach, if you're just signed up yesterday, if, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 2-star, 5-star, whatever your rank is or whatever. It doesn't matter what your position is. It matters, you know, if people are going to want to follow you. Okay. So if you're a busy mom and you're working all the time and you need those crockpot meals just to make it through the day, that's relatable. It's real. And people are going to want to follow you because they're like, yeah, I could see how she doesn't have time to come home and cook for her family of 5 when she works all the time. So, you know what I mean? Like, it just needs to make sense and fit your groove. Okay, so this is the screen that we're going to share a little time on. So open up your calendars, and this just having this does not mean that this is, you know, you have to follow it. This is just what I'm giving to my personally sponsored coaches so that if they don't have a plan, they can follow this. But I want to encourage you to do this for your teams. And it doesn't have to be on a fancy calendar. I made this in PicMonkey. And if you haven't used that, basically I just uploaded a blank May 2016 calendar, and then I went in and wrote everything out. So normally I'm a pen and paper kind of person, and I have that exact same thing on my notebook that I take everywhere with me because I like to have it in both places. But I make it online to share with the team. And if you don't have time to do like a crazy calendar like this, because I haven't always done this, what I've done in the past is update my cover photo, in the team page, and just put when all of these important dates are going to be. But I just like to have an overview. Like when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, why haven't I been doing this for 3 years? So hopefully when you see this, you like all the color coordination and it kind of helps you. So remember when we were talking about that new coach circle, the circle of life, starting off as a free group. So you can't see it here, but in the 1st of May, so right here, usually, so I'll be honest, so I just created this. So I did not do a free group this this May, but that is where the new customers are going to come from your to go into your challenge group. So I got to hustle right now and promote for my challenge group so that I can get them in there. But okay, let's start. Let's start with the challenge group because that's the big one. So and this is a weird month because there's 5 months. Usually or 5 weeks. Normally there's only 4. And I like to do my challenge groups either the 3rd or 4th week in the month. Okay, so this one, challenge group, is going to start on the 23rd, which means I have to backtrack in my mind when to start advertising it, because we know Beachbody shipping is not the fastest. So they have to get their orders in by the 16th at the latest for 7 days, and maybe the 12th for, how they quote 7 to 10 days. So if you do this, you are guaranteed, if you can fill your challenge group, to hit Success Club by the 15th. Okay, if you start your challenge groups towards the end of the month, you're promoting all, that whole first week and the whole second week. Okay, and I put on there spring cleaning because just like we theme our free groups, I like to theme my challenge groups. Insanity Max 30 is on sale this month for $140. That is incredible. It's like a super discount savings. Usually it's only $20 off. That's even more off. I forget what the original price was, but that's huge. But instead of just advertising, okay, I'm going to have an Insanity Max 30 challenge group because I had amazing results from it before. The reason I don't promote just for a program is because not everybody is going to be attracted to that type of workout. Some people will want 21-day fix, other people won't want size. However, I need post-piration. Otherwise, I get tired of posting about Shanti and Insanity and stuff for that. So something that I'm personally going through right now is spring cleaning, and I'm trying to organize my house. I'm trying to declutter all of my toys. It can also be spring cleaning for clean eating and that type of stuff. Plus it's spring, so I just, kind of think about it there. So if that's something that you're also going through, absolutely 100%, feel free to share, steal that idea. You're not stealing, I'm giving it to you. But I want to encourage you to have a theme around your challenge groups as well, because that will give you post-piration. If you'll see down here, those little stars are jabs, 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 hooks, okay? You can't just expect to put out one awesome post of your before and after picture and say, look at what I did, anybody else want to join me, and get a million responses. You might get a couple, and maybe you're happy about that, but you'll get even more if you do some leading up to it, and that's a very famous book. I forget the author right now, but it's called Jab, 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 Hook. And basically you're just leaving little breadcrumbs, okay? So that's what these stars are. And so these stars are my post-piration. I say, okay, I know on the 1st, the 4th, and the 6th, I need to leave some breadcrumbs about my spring cleaning, and that I'm going to be starting a new challenge group and stuff like that, okay? But on the 9th, that's when my boom, boom, pow, that's when I invite. I do a call to action, okay? That's like my big post, and I'm like, babe, I need 15 minutes. I got to write a really awesome post, so just watch the kids for a second, okay? That's a big night for me, and I star it on the Monday because those are my big posting nights, so that's when I want to see. So a lot of people, so that's another important thing to know is when your Facebook audience is online the most. So a lot of people's is Sunday night. I found that that's not for me. It's Monday for me. So that's where my POW is. So hopefully, I don't know, I just like to do that. And I'm kind of sporadic. I don't actually, I don't buffer all of my posts because I'm very in the moment and spontaneous. So I wake up that day and I think about what I'm going to post about, but I need to know, I still got to have a plan behind what I'm posting. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if you guys do that or like that, but that has really helped me. So all these little calls are obviously in orange, and you guys who are all on here tonight, well, it's 8 o'clock my time, 9 yours probably, but have that written down, because there are some days I'm like, holy crap, it's Wednesday, I forgot, oh my gosh, there's a team call. But if it's on the calendar, you're not going to forget. It's going to be there, okay? National wake-up calls every Monday. And then, okay, so let's get back to this. Okay, so your free group ideally would be the first week of May. There's not one here because I did not do one. However, there is going to be one for what's after May, March, April, May, June. So this just, it's the circle of life. Again, you have your free group, and then you have to leave yourself time to advertise for the challenge group so that they can fill it by this time, okay? Now, when it's time to start so it's kind of like whatever you're doing at the moment is not what you're posting about. You're actually posting about what's coming up, if that makes sense. So in the 3rd and 4th week, I'm gonna be advertising for the coaching opportunity, and this is where I do like my, and we're actually really lucky because we have our Diamonds retreat this month. So it's going to be, that's why I have like bam, 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 pow, because I know I'll be posting about it then. But this is when I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for this opportunity to be able to stay home for, with my kids and still work. And oh, this is my office for the day. So anyways, those more like coaching, you're putting out the coaching feels. And then obviously again, on Monday, I'm going to do my big boom, boom, pow, and I'm going to do a call to action and ask people to, join my team. All these little stars, I'm not putting a call to action after every single one. I know that some coaches do that. I feel icky doing it, so I don't. Feel free to, you got to find out your own style and what works for you. But again, those ones with those pals are my 100%, I'm going to put a call to action in there. So where was I going with that? Okay, so I'm advertising for all of these new coach stuff, right? And then ideally at the first of the month, that first Monday of the month, we're going to add coaches into the new Coach Basics training, okay? I know different leaders do it differently. Sometimes you have posts that you do daily. I personally have one that is just ongoing. So anytime I have a new coach, I add them in there. I'm not saying that's 100% the best way to do it, but I still have this flow, and my goal is to add new coaches at the beginning of the month. And something new that I'm going to be doing is posting in that group a Zoom session, okay? So like tomorrow, we're going to be having a Zoom chat for anybody that's in that new Coach Basics group. I'm going to post a link just for those people because there might be more basic questions, okay? And you can always post them, obviously, in the team pages, but this just makes it more one-on-one, I guess. And I like to have that interaction with my coaches. So that's the goal. Even though my group is ongoing, I still aim to add coaches in that first Monday of the month. So let's see, what else is in here? Other stuff that doesn't totally matter. You're probably tired of looking at this page, but hopefully you're looking down at your planner and you're trying to think about what you're going to do. And I'm not showing you this just so that you can just look at it and say, oh, that's a cool collage. I want you to implement this and also pass it down to your groups. Again, it doesn't have to be this image, but obviously this is a training course or, a team call here. So we want to train you guys to set your teams up for success. Now, if you're sitting there like, I don't have a team, okay, well then join this or figure out your own, okay? This very last day, the last week here, if you're advertising for a free group, for me, it really does not take that much time. I will just announce I'm having a free group and then bam, a bunch of people will join it, okay? And this one I put click to join. Oh, I actually might change that to the app. Anyways, I had seen, and this kind of goes into talking about be yourself, okay? I had seen a bunch of people in my newsfeed and on my team page doing grilling, okay? And it is grilling season. I think that is actually 100% a great idea because it's Memorial Day. A lot of people have their grills, so please feel free to change this free group to a grilling group or something that, makes more sense. For what you're going through. But I just had birds die in my grill, and we don't have a grill right now. I know it's sad. There was like birds that were building a nest in my grill, and then the mom left them. So anyways, we have dead birds in our grill, and we're going to get rid of it. Long story. I was like, I don't have a grill. I don't know if we're going to buy a grill. So I'm not going to do a grill. So that's my point. Make something that is you to you. True to you, sorry. And what I have been looking up all the time is healthy recipes for my kids because they are the pickiest eaters in the entire world, and it drives me crazy. They're why I drink a ton of wine because I cook all the time for them, and then they just ask for snacks, popcorn, and you know the deal if you have kids. So it's the most frustrating thing, and I know that's just more of my niche. That's who I'm talking to, our moms. That's that's my groove. So find a theme that works for you and make that, and I know it says the last day of the month here, but it's really going to be on June. Like I said, we're going to start on June 1st, but I got to give them time to do groceries, so I'm going to add them in on the 31st. So hopefully you can see the flow of it. It's like, okay, somebody joins for a free group. You build that relationship with them, and then after the group is done, or on that last day, you say, hey, would you like to have first dibs on my challenge group? It's going to be more fitness oriented. We're going to hook you up with an awesome challenge pack and drink our superfoods every single day, so you can have amazing results that are long lasting, or however you want to say it. And then once they're in the challenge group and they're rocking it out. For example, Fairy is my new coach on here, and I was just like, oh my gosh, girl, you are going to be a coach. She was posting motivational stuff. She was encouraging everybody, sharing her shake. You can just tell when someone is going to be a coach. You have that vibe from them. You know what you like to post, and when they start posting it, you're just like, okay, girl, when are you going to sign up? It's time. And you find those awesome coaches in your challenge groups. And those are the people that love the products already. They want that discount on Shakeology because they're definitely going to be drinking it because they're seeing awesome results with it and they're living the lifestyle. So it just makes sense, okay? And then you can say, so after you finish your challenge group, and then you're talking about how awesome your coach job is, and you don't have to be super successful to talk about your coaching. It's not like, oh, I just bought a brand new car because of my coaching career, like those are sometimes weird. It can just be the little things. It can be, oh my gosh, I was able to pay for groceries like the entire week's worth at Trader Joe's with 1 week's worth of helping people. Like I just filled up my gas with my Beachbody money. I never thought, it's just those little things, and those are attainable to people. So that's what goes in these little advertise for coaching. Okay, I think we're going to go to the next screen. Okay, sorry if that was on there for a long time. Repeat. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're gonna find your groove. I think it is one of the most frustrating things to just wake up and be like, okay, I don't know what to post. I don't have a vision. I don't know what I'm doing. And, you guys get the point. We have to have a plan, okay? There is so much information out there, and sometimes that's the problem. Sometimes it's information overload. So just figure out how you like to learn, okay? Do you like to read through scripts? Do you like scrolling through the team page? Would you rather watch YouTube videos? Do you have a coach that you follow their blog? Do you just like looking at other people's posts? Do you like looking through the files? Like, figure out how you like to learn. And even the online office guys, all the templates you could ever want and need are back there. Even if you're using the new Challenge Group app, I hope you all are doing that. There's literally, it's so easy. You just click it and it says Challenge Group app or guiding post, and it tells you what to post that day. And you can, of course, change it, make it your own voice as we encourage. But if I'm not feeling super creative that morning or that night, I will definitely go to that the Challenge Group guide and post something from there because it's great stuff. And then this one was really cool. Do you have a personally daily agenda? And do you have a planning period? For all my teachers out there, I'm sure you have a planning period. You just need some silence. You just need to read through, think about your day. If you don't have that time, that's something that, I've been incorporating for a little bit, and I love it. And I try not to work on Sundays or work. I like to goal plan on Sundays. So I don't really call that work, but Monday, just blocking off an hour of time if you can, or 30 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever, and just dedicate that to your planning time. And it's like, okay, you're looking at the rest of your week, and you're like, okay, I know I have a challenge group starting on Thursday or on the next Monday, but I have to add those people in by Thursday. So I'm going to create my group on Monday just with a cool cover photo, all that jazz. You're just going to have it ready to go so that when it's Thursday, all you got to do is enter their names, okay? Because I'm sure if you have hosted groups before, it's overwhelming when it's the day to add people in, and you're like, oh my gosh, babe, leave me alone. I need 20 minutes, I got to add everybody in and update the cover photo and add files. It can be a little stressful, but if you dedicate, that Monday to your planning period and just kind of like overlooking your whole month, and you're like, okay, am I on track? Are my postings, going with the flow? So if you don't have a designated planning period, and like I said, it doesn't have to be an hour, just some block of time where you're just looking at your whole month and making sure it all grooves together, I think is going to be awesome. And I know that's like half the battle is just finding 15 minutes to yourself, but if you've got to hide in the car for a little bit, I don't know, whatever you got to do to make it happen. I think it's very helpful to have that moment of silence and just overlook everything. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh, just a quote. Okay, the moment you take responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you can change anything in your life. So let me exit here. Ooh, there we go. Let me get back to you guys. Oh, stop share. Okay. So I don't know, did that feel helpful to anybody? It's like, do you guys plan out your months like that? That's a very common question for new coaches, is when they're starting off a challenge group, and then you have to think, oh crap, they have to leave. You have to backtrack 7 to 10 days, and then you have to think about which day are you going to add them in. I always add them in on Thursdays. It's just ingrained into my head. We start on Monday. I add them in on the Thursday before. But in your system does not have to be my system. I just want you to have a system. I'm going to post that little collage so you guys can look at it and review it and see if that's something you want to implement. I made mine on PicMonkey or whatever, but I'm sure you can find, I think Canvas is another one. But I wanted to kind of talk about free groups too, because I think that's something that, that's what starts our pipeline, if you want to call it, or starts our new relationship. So I'm kind of kicking myself. Like I said, I had a really off month. I was just going through a funk last month. I wasn't wanting to share, I don't know if you guys ever feel like that. You're like, I just don't want to share my life today, does anybody feel like that? I don't know. I was feeling like that all month, and I had confided in Teresa and stuff, and I was just like, I'm just having a weird month. And it reflected in my business because I could tell I just wasn't myself, and I didn't have a plan in April, and I ended up making it happen, but it was stressful, and I screwed it up. So anyways, moving forward, just want to share, that with you guys. Trying to think if there was anything else. There probably was, but let's talk about free groups. What ones have you done in the past that worked really well for you, and how long has it been since you've ran that successful group? So just open it up, just unmute yourself whenever you have something, or if you just want to share something, just so I'm not talking anymore.
I just want to ask, for anybody that's had a successful shake group, what have you done? Because we've hosted a couple of shake groups, and I don't know if we're just not doing something right, or we're not posting the right things, but it just never seems like it keeps anybody interested. Anybody? Shake group?
Anybody run Shakeology groups?
I missed half of that, so I don't know. I mean, I've done them before, but.
She was asking how to make them successful. How long are your groups, Nikki?
Just a week.
Yeah.
Not long. But they kind of fizzle out. It's like, oh yeah, exciting for a couple of days, and then there's nobody posting.
Hi, Brandon. That's what I would suggest is, like you said, it's exciting for the first couple of days, kind of being aware of that. And then, because you don't want to feel like a failure at the end of your 7 days, and you're not. It's just that they fizzle out. It's just what happens. I've run groups and I fizzle out. You know what I mean? We shouldn't do that. But if you're getting bored with them, so are they. So if you know that, okay, the first couple of days are really awesome, just make it a 3-day group. And they can still purchase 6 or 7 days worth of packets so that they can do it on their own the next couple of days, And then it's bam, bam, bam. It's super quick. That would be my suggestion. I incorporate Shakeology, into those groups if anyone wants it, but it's been a long time since I've done shake groups because they don't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one back in, I think it was January, and I haven't done it simply because I just hate which we have the sampler now, which is nice because we don't have to actually ship them out, but I just hated the whole organization of getting them, shipped out and mailed out on time, whatever. But I did one back in January that actually went with 2 other coaches. And it actually went pretty good. And the only thing that we did differently was we incorporated the clean eating meal plan, but we also had them sign up for the Beachbody On Demand and pick out a program. So we had them like do, the 7-day, their meal plan for the specific program, like help them come up with their meal plan and get started on a program. And I kind of found that because they were actually tying in a new Beachbody workout, we had quite a few people who were pretty excited about it. And like, they wanted to start day one with their program and have their shake and like a new recipe each day. And it worked pretty well. And a couple of coaches did sell some challenge packs from that, just being able to like, this is kind of a sneak peek of what it's like being in a challenge group, but we're going to continue on now for 30 days. And it worked pretty well. So it's probably time for me to do that anyway, since I have so much Shakeology at home.
Good. Yeah.
Packet overload, right? I know, it's like the sampler is nice, but then you're like, well, I've been buying a lot of Shakeology under my husband's account, so I need to, sell it out that way. That's a good idea. And I think that a lot of times when people will sign up for Shakeology, they actually end up being more interested in the workouts, is what I find. Or people that come to me for the workouts and they end up doing the shakes, they get more excited about the shakes than the workouts. So I always present both of them to them because they just might not know that we offer one or the other,
And I think it helps drive the point too of what the purpose of Shakeology is. So when people get that 7-day sampler and then they drink it, they're not really changing. Yeah, you give them a meal plan, but they're not necessarily changing their lifestyle, which is kind of the whole point of Shakeology, is to incorporate it in your new healthy lifestyle. So when they get hooked up with a program and a new meal plan, and then they're adding Shakeology in there, they have time to kind of see how it works and how it helps reduce their cravings and how, they're having more energy and they're just feeling better because they're kind of incorporating it into that whole package. So yeah, I like doing that.
Quinny, out. I told her not to come in. Yeah, 100%. It is about the full lifestyle change. And when you were saying that, I just had an idea. Like, so if you did just do a 3-day Shakeology group, but they still ordered 7 days worth or 5 days or whatever they could, you can say, hey, so the first 3 days we're going to be doing this together, working out, checking in, make sure you find your groove, just your kickstart, and then message me once you've had all of them, and then tell me how much weight you've lost or what you've noticed about your difference. So I just think the free groups, the shorter, the better, because they didn't invest anything in it. They didn't invest anything. They just to join, So less likely of them to stay in it, but we still want to help them. So any other free groups that you guys have done, or anything that have any of you guys have a marketing plan for this month that you're planning to use, Insanity, or, what are you guys visualizing for this month?
I had done a group a while back, and listening to this call made me realize that I should probably do it again, but it went over really well. And it was a template that I had gotten from a coach, and it was a 10-day sugar detox group. And so it was basically taking 10 days and cutting out any and all artificial sugars, refined sugars, and basically just, natural foods. And the posts kind of went along with that, like teaching people how to spot sugars that are in foods, because it's not necessarily just as easy as saying, sugar. So each day was kind of like an informative post, and where they could find the hidden sugars. And it went over really, really well. And even after we finished the group, I still had people like, on Facebook, the groups that you're in kind of pops up places. From that group, even like weeks after, because I left it open, I still had people requesting to join that group because they saw the name of it. And that's something I think sugar is like probably one of people's biggest problems, especially with kids, because of all the sugary food that's out there. So that one went over really well. I would
No, she has horrible internet. It always goes out. You guys probably can't hear her, right? Yeah. Okay. Good thought, Teresa. But yeah, the sugar detox, I think that's awesome. She's stuck. Another thing is, I don't know if you guys get those things like, oh, I want to join your crock pot again. Like, do you guys ever get those friend requests like she was talking about? Like, they get asked to join your group, but it was a group you did a long time ago. Mental note of that, like somebody wants that. And those groups are open unless you've closed it. So if you have a group that you've done in the past, go back to it doesn't matter from where it's from, it's still going to pop up in their news feed and just say, hey guys, I know how much you love this crockpot recipe or this group. I'm coming up with a new one with brand new recipes. Who would like to join? And then I don't know, you can decide if you're going to do it on the app or the Facebook or whatever. But I think that'd be a really good, and I'm sure that people that, everybody wants free recipes. That's what I find is that, and when you're running a free group, not to give them the whole meal plan or they will just take it and like totally run. So just giving them like a day ahead of time, like, hey, this is the meal plan for tomorrow. This is what you need a meal prep. But anytime that I've ever given the full week's worth of meals piece, like they got their meal plan printed out, shopping list, see ya. And then they don't do the prizes and they just don't get the group thing. I don't get to interact with them. I don't care if they take my meal plan, like it's there for everybody. But the point is to build that relationship in that group. So just giving them everything in the beginning can be, not detrimental, but bad. Anybody else have other themes that you're planning to do this week or this month? Did you guys find that like having that whole month planned out helpful at all? Did you like reading it? I don't know. For the organized people, I think it's helpful. I'm not very organized, and that's why it's taking me. What's that?
I like the jab punches. Like that's not something that I write down. I just kind of, I'm always late posting about groups. Yeah. So I think that'll help me personally, because I remember when I see somebody else that's co-hosting it with me, like normally Melissa Hughes, I'm always like, I'll see her post and then she'll tag me in it and I'm like, oh, I gotta post too. So that will probably help me out a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, are you sick? The allergies here in Texas, she's in Dallas, I'm in Austin, but like I've never had allergies in my life and now I'm sneezing 50 times a day. It's horrible.
You're horrible right now. I'm like sipping Theraflu by the gallon. I just keep drinking it.
I need some. But yeah, jab, hook, totally. And if you don't have a whole monthly thing, just look at your calendar, look at when your challenge group starts and back it. That's the thing is you got to back it up. And then I think, do you guys find that helpful? Like, okay, I'm going to set up my group on Monday, and then that following Thursday, all I have to do is write in those people. Like that's been the most helpful thing for me is to just set up the group, add it to my favorites or have it stored in my app, whatever. And then all you have to do is send out those invites. And that saves me so much time. I don't know. It's just kind of like working in blocks instead of like 1 hour at a time, if that makes sense. And then hopefully you guys, go ahead.
I was going to ask, are you going to have a template for the picky eater group? Or are you going to allow other coaches to get on that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And yeah, like I said, like we, as a team, that's one of the most awesome things that we bring as a team together is running, the templates. And I absolutely 100% would allow anybody into the groups, but the goal is for you guys to run your own groups. But of course we will set out the template. And if you only have a couple people, then we join forces and we do it together because we understand we need at least 5 to 10 people in there to keep it engaged. But just understand, like when we give you the template, we want you to host it. And because, especially with this new challenge group app, raise your hand if you're using the app. Have you hosted a group on the app? No. Okay, you got to get on it. It's really awesome, and it's like the new thing. Okay, Michelle. It's a great way. And if you're running free groups, because that's the awkward thing about running free groups, you have the meal plan or whatever you're going to do. And then you have to ask them to sign up for the Beachbody to be your free customer, right? And that's always, that's always been an icky part for me, and I don't like doing it. And sometimes I don't do it, only if the conversation is there do I add. However, on the app, in order to be on the app, they have to sign up as your customer, and it's so easy. It's all on their phone. You just click it, and then, Ferry, you were just in it, right? It was kind of a difficult process for Dane, but but it's pretty simple to sign up for, and that's kind of the goal, is to get new customers that way.
So in the app for free groups too.
What's that?
You're using the app for all the free groups too, not just the challenge group.
I'm going to start doing that. Yeah, I have yet to run a free group on the challenge group app because it's, I've done 2 challenge groups on it, but I'm going to start because you can still add files into there. It's just like a Facebook group, and you can see who's checking in, and it's just way easier to keep tabs on people. So yes, I'm going to start doing it on there. So what was I gonna say? But yeah, the Picky Eaters Club, like any moms that want to join forces and like put some recipes together, 100%, because my kids are horrible eaters. And I just think that that's something that a lot of moms can relate to. If you're not a mom, you're obviously not going to do a Picky Eaters Club, but you could do a healthy salad lunch club, pick something that goes along with your niche of people. But yeah, I'm gathering recipes and figuring that out. Actually, and as soon as I get it, I'll post it in the page for sure. And if anybody has recipes, send them my way that actually work. All right, I know we're running super late here. Does anybody have anything else they want to say or add? Good? All right, hopefully this was helpful tonight, guys. Appreciate you all jumping on. Wait, let me take a picture of you. You know how we do. And we'll post it in the page. Everyone, do you want to do a high five? Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Now we just look like the force is, hey, it's the 4th. The 4th is with you. That's what I'm going to do. That's what it's going to be. All right, good night, guys.
Night.